What's up guys, Justin here, and today I want to share a little secret that could help you make a ton of money. Vinyl albums are hot right now, and selling your music on vinyl is a gold mine. Physical album sales in general are on the decline, but that's due to the fact that no one's buying CDs anymore. Vinyl album sales are actually increasing, and so is their price tag. This year, vinyl album sales are projected to surpass CDs for the first time since the mid-80s, and music fans are willing to spend a pretty penny to buy their favorite albums on vinyl. 10 years ago, new vinyl albums sold for around $5 on eBay, and now the average price tag has gone up to almost $30 an album. So if you have music for sale that's not yet available on vinyl, I would strongly urge you to think about how much money you could be leaving on the table. In this video, I'm going to share 3 different ways that you can get vinyl albums pressed, including an option that doesn't even require that you pay a penny up front to get started. So you can get started with vinyl no matter what your budget is. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, in this video, I'm going to show you a few different options for getting vinyl pressed. So if you want to start selling vinyl to your fans, I got a few different services I want to share with you so you can start selling vinyl on any budget. Most services will require bulk ordering, but I'm going to show you at least one where you can order vinyl albums one at a time. Now, if you watch this channel on a regular basis, you've probably seen a few videos where I've explained the benefits of selling vinyl, so I'm not going to get too deep into that, but just be aware that while physical album sales are on the decline, vinyl sales are actually on the rise. More and more people are buying vinyl month after month, year after year. And there's a reason for that. While CD sales are on the decline, and that's the main reason why physical album sales are on the decline, because CDs used to be so popular, everybody bought CDs. Now everyone's using streaming services instead. Vinyl's a little bit of a different animal because while streaming services for the most part replicate the audio quality of a CD, it's pretty similar, at least to the layperson. Now, engineers and producers might disagree, but most people can't really tell a difference between listening to an album on a streaming platform like Spotify versus listening to a CD. Now, that's not the case with vinyl. Vinyl has a very different audio quality that a lot of people really enjoy and they don't get from streaming platforms. So while somebody might be able to listen to your album on Spotify or Deezer or Apple Music or whatever, they still might purchase the album if they're the type of person that likes the audio quality of a vinyl record. There's also other reasons why people are starting to listen to more vinyl. People like to have a physical copy of an album from a band that they like. They can display it, show it off, share it with their friends. And it's very different from CDs. For the reason I just mentioned, the audio quality is very different. So more and more people are starting to collect vinyl and listen to vinyl records. So it's a huge opportunity for you as an artist to be able to tap into that and sell physical albums to your fan base. And a cool thing about that is that you can start releasing limited edition versions, maybe records that are different colors, autographed copies, albums with additional tracks on them. And that's all stuff that you can charge extra for. So like your normal album might be $25, then you could have limited edition versions of your album that might run anywhere from $50 to $100 or even more if you want. So let's take a look at a few different services that you can use to get your vinyl albums pressed. Now, the first one is Disc Makers. This is a service that's been around for a long time. They do a lot more than just vinyl. It's a great service, very reliable, and a great place to get vinyl pressed very inexpensively. However, there are minimum orders required. Disc Makers also offers CDs, Blu-rays, DVDs. They'll help you with package design. You can order t-shirts and posters to sell at your merch booth or to sell in your online merch store. Just a great service to know about all around. Now, as far as getting vinyl albums pressed, it's a great option because you can get a huge discount when you buy in bulk, and then your profit margins are a lot higher than maybe some other services. However, you do have to buy at least 200 up front. So if you don't have the money to spend on that many albums right out of the gate, it might not be the best service for you to get started with, but definitely one that you want to know about. Let's quickly take a look at how much it costs to use Disc Makers. All right, so they actually have quite a few options. Now, the minimum order is going to be 200. So you have to order at least 200 records to get your vinyl pressed by Disc Makers. All right, so they have a couple different sizes. All right, so they have 12-inch size. They also have the 7-inch size. So if you get the 7-inch, it's a little less expensive. Of course, you can't fit as much music on it, but that is an option. The minimum quantity is still only 200. So you can see if you just do a standard black album at the 7-inch size, order 200, it's only about $1,300 including shipping. So that's like $7.50 per album. If you were to do the 12-inch size, it's a little bit more expensive. And then there's additional options you can choose, including like the color, which is a little bit more expensive. You can choose your color, play around with this stuff. But that's just to give you an idea of your options here. Now, let's change this back to a standard 12-inch black. You can see if you order 200, it's $1,700 with shipping. So that's still under $10 per album. Now, of course, if you order more, like let's say we were going to order 5,000, for example, now our cost per album is substantially less. It's just a little over $2 per album. All right, so that's Disc Makers. Great service, but you do have to have a little bit of money up front to be able to buy in bulk. Now, there's another service called One Groove where you don't have to order in bulk. You can have literally just one album pressed at a time if you like. However, it is quite a bit more expensive if you're going to do it that way. So if you want to take a look at pricing, you can see to get just one 7-inch vinyl album starts at $25, whereas if you buy in bulk from Disc Makers, it's $7 if you get 200, and then it gets down to less than $2 if you're buying 5,000 at a time, something like that. So $25 for one single album is quite a lot. You have to charge quite a bit to do it this way, but it is an option. Just want to let you know about. The 12-inch vinyl starts at $55 to get one pressed at a time. However, you can cut that down to $42 per album if you're getting 10 or more pressed. That's still really high, but it is an option worth mentioning because there are ways that you can charge a lot for this. If you're only getting 10 copies or 20 copies of your album pressed and you're not going to run any more, that's something that you could definitely sell to those diehard fans, maybe autograph it, make it worth their while. But that is a little bit high. Another great option, if you don't have the money to invest in getting your albums pressed in bulk using Disc Makers, but you don't want to have to charge $50 per album to your fans, you could use a crowdfunding service like Q-Rates. So Q-Rates actually requires a minimum order of 100 albums at a time. However, they make it really easy for you to set up a crowdfunding campaign so your fans will pay to have all of those pressed and you don't have to come up with the money up front. So basically you would just go to qrates.com, create your campaign. You'll set the number of albums. That's your goal for the campaign. It has to be at least 100. And then you can start sending your fans to your project page on Q-Rates where they can reserve their copy. And once that minimum order is reached, the albums get pressed and all your fans get a copy of your album on vinyl. Then Q-Rates pays you, your fans get the album, everybody's happy. All right, so those are 3 different services that you can use to get your albums pressed, depending on what your budget is and what your specific situation is. Use Disc Makers to get the best deal, but you have to buy in bulk. You could use One Groove to get albums pressed one at a time if you like. It will be quite a bit more expensive per album, but it is an option. And then you can use Q-Rates to set up a crowdfunding campaign so your fans don't have to spend that much, but you don't have to come up with all the money up front. So those are a few different services that you can use to start selling vinyl. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment in the comment section below. If you're not already subscribed to this channel, go ahead and click the subscribe button below this video and tick the little bell icon to be notified as soon as new videos are released. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.